Peat matters. ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, 10 nations, 1 community, home to about 600 million people, and we possess a hidden treasure few know about, a storehouse of immense global value, a storehouse of carbon, biodiversity, and natural resources known as the ASEAN Peatland. Peatlands covers 3% of the world land surface, more than half of the world's tropical peatland. 60% or about 25 million hectares is located in the ASEAN region. Peatlands support the livelihood of millions of people, directly or indirectly, for fishing, for timber, and the non-timber forest product, and as a mode of transportation. Peatlands also provide environmental services such as water supply and flood control. They play an important role in climate regulation by acting as carbon sinks and sequestering carbon from the atmosphere. Peatlands are rich in biodiversity. They provide habitats for many rare and endemic plants and animals. Some of the animals found here include the Bornean orangutan, the Sumatran tiger, the ASEAN elephant, the sun bear, and the Purpose's monkey. For the past 2 decades, the ASEAN region has experienced a major challenge with pollution from haze. Haze pollution affects the regional economy, especially in the tourism, aviation, and agriculture industries. It also has an effect on our breathing and general health. About 95% of the haze pollution is caused by fires from burning peatlands. These peatlands fires are the result of the irresponsible human act, such as the excessive and the indiscriminate draining of peatlands for agricultural and forestry activities and for other development. Draining causes peatland to become dry, and it can catch fire easily, especially during the dry season. It can take weeks, sometimes months, to put out peatland fires. In 1997 and 1998, flames engulfed about 2.2 million hectares of peatland in Indonesia and contributed 10 to 20% of the world emission of carbon dioxide. Smoke from the peat fires spread throughout Southeast Asia and is estimated to have caused an economic damage worth $10 billion. It's also affected the health of millions of people in the ASEAN region. Since then, the region has been affected by smoke haze every 1 or 2 years. In Southeast Asia, about 11 million hectares of peatland have been cleared or drained for agriculture and forestry activities in the recent years. The oxidations of the peat soil after clearing and draining results in the emissions of carbon dioxide or CO2. On average, about 50 tons per hectare per year of CO2 is released as a result of drainage, or approximately 650 million tons per year. A similar total release through fire. The emissions of carbon dioxide from peatland has an impact on the rate of global warming and the climate change. Peatland degradations also affect water supplies and induce flooding. Peatlands are wetland ecosystems that are characterized by the accumulations of organic matters called peat. Peat is the type of soil that contains at least 60% organic matters, that is, with high carbon content. In the tropic, peat is formed primarily by peat swamp forests from the accumulation of dead parts of trees, particularly stems and roots, in the waterlogged environment. Peat accumulates in layers over thousands of years. Peat depth can vary from 2 to 25 meters. Most of the 25 million hectares of peatland in the ASEAN region are found in Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, and Thailand. Similar peatland areas are found in Vietnam, Philippines, Myanmar, and Cambodia. In recent years, ASEAN member states have begun to fight against peatland fires and haze pollution in the true spirit of ASEAN cooperation and collaboration. In 2002, the ASEAN Agreement on Transboundary Haze Pollution was formulated to collectively stress and address the changes of peat fires. The ASEAN Peatland Management Initiative, or APMI, was adopted as the guiding framework. In 2006, the ASEAN Peatland Management Strategy, or APMS, was finalized to show member states on how to wisely and sustainably manage peatland areas. National action plans on peatlands are now being developed and implemented to meet respective country priorities in reducing the rate of peatland degradation. The ASEAN Peatland Forests Project, or the APFP, became operational in 2010 with support from the government as well as the Global Environment Facility (GEF) and International Fund for Agriculture Development (IFAD). It will support the implementations of the ASEAN Peatland Management Strategy and help address some of the root causes of peatland fires and haze pollution. The aim of the APFP is to build capacity and increase the awareness and understanding of peatlands among ASEAN government officials, the private sector, non-governmental organizations, and the local community. It is hoped that this will result in better cooperation and planning in matters concerning land use and natural resource management. The Sustainable Management of Peatland Forests in Southeast Asia project, or SEApeat, started soon after APFP in 2011. Supported by the European Union, it helps address issues not covered by APFP and support peatland conservation efforts in Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand, as well as the other four. One of the efforts meant to keep track of fire and haze in the region is the use of Fire Danger Rating System, or FDRS. FDRS is a software system that rates the risk of fire based on meteorological data and ground conditions. Overlaid with land use and other relevant maps, the resulting FDRS map would help agencies responsible for peatland management to plan patrols and stop fires before they spread. The APFP has documented and showcased best on-the-ground practices in peatland management for the region. For example, in Indonesia, the APFP focuses on integrated planning, the involvement of the local community, and the plantation sector. The project will focus on peatlands in Riau and West Kalimantan province, as well as share experience from early actions in the Mega Rice project area in the central Kalimantan. In Malaysia, the APFP focuses on policy and capacity building, the sharing of experiences and lessons learned. The main plot area is the North Selangor Peat Swamp Forest, where partnerships have been formed with adjacent landowner and local communities to safeguard and rehabilitate the forest. In the Philippines, priorities include capacity building of various stakeholders for the conservation of the peatland at Agusan Marsh in Mindanao, which is still relatively intact. Building on the experiences of other ASEAN countries, the activities in the Philippines will also involve the rehabilitations of the degraded peatland related sub-R in the Visayas, led by the community. In Vietnam, the APFP will help raise awareness and build capacity for the integrated management of peatlands and community involvement, especially in the U Minh Thurm National Park. In Myanmar, large areas of floating peat have been identified in the Inle Lake region. Utilized as planting plots, it is an important food resource for local communities. Effort to improve understanding to peatland is continued. In Cambodia, new peatland areas have been identified near the mangrove of Koh Kong region. This is unique soil formation, especially in the Southeast Asia. In Laos PDR, efforts have been made to understand the peatland. The APMS has been translated into local language. In Thailand, efforts have been made to increase firefighting capacity in the peatland area. Brunei and Singapore is not a beneficiaries, but they contribute via avenues such as the ACMC, ASEAN Specialized Meteorological Center. The APFP and SEApeat is a joint effort of the ASEAN Member States. It signifies regional cooperation and support to realize the goal of the APMS. The APFP and SEApeat is an initiative in the right directions towards improved management of peatlands in Southeast Asia. Let's work together to ensure its success. By improving peatland management, we can stop peatland fires, reduce haze pollutions, and protect our valuable carbon storehouse. It saves us billions of dollars. It helps us breathe better. Peatlands, let's treasure them together. Peat matters. For more information, please contact the ASEAN Peatland Forests Project www.aseanpeat.net, working towards the rehabilitation and sustainable use of peatland forests in Southeast Asia.